All right, hey everybody, welcome to episode 112 of Hump Day Hangouts. Today is the last Hump Day Hangout for 2016 as we get ready to move into 2017, and we got the whole crew here, so we'll just go down the list here, at least to the way I see it. So Chris, how's it going?
Doing good here in warm, sunny Austria here.
Outstanding. Hernan, how's it going?
Hey guys, what's up? I'm cooking my ass in Buenos Aires right now. It's hot and humid, but it's good to be here.
Summertime for you. Yeah, well, how hot is it down there?
Right now, I think it's 36 Celsius, 37 Celsius. I don't know how that's set up to Fahrenheit.
That's almost 100, man.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, the problem is humidity. It's like 80% or 90% humidity right now. So it's kind of nasty, but it's good because I'm here for the last hump day of the year. So that makes everything better.
Sweet.
Outstanding. Marco, can you give us an update? What's going on down there?
The usual, dude. It's like, you know that movie Groundhog Day, where you live, it's like you live the same weather over and over and over. But I mean, I wouldn't change it for the world, because it's warm, but it's not humid.
Nice.
And it's never cold. So
nice. And Bradley, how's it going? How's the East Coast treating you?
It's actually a really nice day today. Really nice, sunny, shiny. It's weather's kind of good. Didn't feel much like a Christmas though, I can tell you. I mean, as far as the weather,
yeah.
But had a wonderful Christmas. I hope everybody else did. I had my daughter for 5 days, and I rarely get her for that long, so it was a really good time. So looking forward to New Year's, the end of the this weekend, and 2017 is going to be a big year for us as well. So. This is the last Hump Day Hangout of 2016, and just excited to be here.
Awesome. Good deal. Yeah, I'm happy. I got sunshine today. I've been in the Northwest. I'm actually up by Seattle, and hopefully the screen doesn't totally wash out. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay, it's coming through. So anyways, happy today. This is my last day visiting friends and family and getting some work done on the side. So I know these guys think I'm slacking, so I kind of get in and try to communicate when I can. But let's see, we got a couple announcements, and then we'll get moving here. Wanted to remind everybody, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to paste a link in here in a second, but we've got our best of 2016. So these are like the tools we've been using. So like top of the list, things like ClickFunnels, but if you want to go through and check those out, it's like our top 10. And then also the top webinars. So by all means, if you got some time, I know some people are still on vacation or you got this weekend, take the time, check out the webinars if you haven't seen these yet. So pretty good stuff. And then also, if you haven't yet, somehow, go over to serpspace, okay? serpspace.com, create your free account. Check those out. We're going to be doing a big public launch with Video Powerhouse. So now is a excellent time to start using Video Powerhouse. That's all we're going to say for now, but we'll have some more information for you guys soon.
Cool.
I think that's it. Do you guys have anything else we want to add?
I do. I just want to mention one thing. I've been studying AdWords, guys, and now I'm in the middle of studying remarketing and the Google Display Network, and also starting to study Google Analytics more, because there's a lot for building remarketing lists. It's best to have, segment your remarketing list based upon how people are engaging and interacting with your site. So I'm starting to learn analytics as well. It's not something that I've ever used other than for just basic purposes. And I found this instructor on Udemy that has got just some fabulous training on AdWords and remarketing, and also on landing page optimization and design and optimization. And it's absolutely fantastic training, guys. It's a $200 course. He's got 3 courses out: one for AdWords, one for remarketing, and one for landing pages. And each course is about $200. But right now, till the end of the year, you can get courses on Udemy for $15, and it's only until the end of the year. And so I'm going to drop the links here, guys, for this guy's courses, because I know a lot of you, not so much for Hump Day Hangouts, but in the masterclass, which, by the way, we have a masterclass immediately following today's Hump Day Hangouts. I've been teaching a lot of paid traffic stuff as I'm learning, and I found these courses to be incredibly helpful. This guy's really good, and for the cost at only $15, I highly recommend you guys, if you're thinking or considering doing any sort of AdWords stuff or remarketing, or any sort of paid traffic period, that you check out these courses and get them, because at $15 a piece, for $45, you get 3 really thorough, robust courses. And so anyways, I'm going to drop these links, guys. Check them out. If it's something you're interested in, get them before the end of the year. There's also a coupon code there. I think that coupon code is the correct one to get everything for each course for $15. If not, I know that you can sign up with a new account, and they'll give you your first one for $10, your first Udemy course for $10. And then if you sign up for notifications, like essentially on their for notifications and stuff like that, they'll send you a coupon code that you can use. That I have an existing account, so right now there's the coupon code's already just added to my account for any course that I want to buy. So I'm not sure if you guys haven't signed up yet, if that's the same process or not, but just go check out the courses, and then, you know, try to sign up for a new account if you can't find a coupon code that works, or just Google and try to find your own coupon codes. But I know that they're doing a deal for $15 till the end of the year, but I think you have to be a registered member, so check that out. Anyways, that was all I had. Any other announcements?
Yeah, one last one from me. I just want people to know that we're building the biggest, baddest video and map embed network in existence. I don't give a shit who says what. We are doing it the semantic mastery way. You know, we're doing the IFTTT networks around our root domains. All of them won't have it, right? We're doing everything so that it looks as natural as possible. We're trying to keep everything looking as good as possible so that it lasts, so that you guys can get the most benefit, the most bang for your buck, let's say. But we've been working on this for a long time. And when it finally rolls out, guys, people are already using it, having great success. I mean, I won't mention who it is that's been using our stuff since it rolled out, but people are using it. They're not giving us enough credit for what it is that we did. And so we're coming out January. Look for it. Get on the mailing list. Get in serpspace, and push your videos, guys, because I mean it's gonna kill. It's gonna kill.
Yeah, definitely. I think too, Marco, thank you. I'm glad you said something. That reminds me. We will be letting people know it's January 25th is the launch, but we've got some really cool information that Hernan and Bradley have put together. So it's actually some awesome training leading up to it. So I'll get something out to everybody so that you can at least get that information and decide whether it's going to be the right, you know, product for you. If you are in video marketing, it is. It is the right product. And if you're thinking about it, you know, then this is either going to show you exactly, you know, why you should be getting into it, or, you know, how you can. So it's going to be pretty cool, because it's not only, you know, here, go use Video Powerhouse. It's this stuff like, how can I monetize this, right? You know, sometimes people have issues with that. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming up. So we'll fill you all in on that.
Yep. And price will go up.
Yep.
All right. Can we get into questions?
Let's do it.
All right, Rod's up first. This will be one for Marco. He says, hi, I'm trying to find a way to embed an existing site into a Google site with an iframe. So far, I've had no luck, and I'm discovering that there are security issues that prevent this. Any ideas?
Yeah, I can't do it. I've tried every which way there is, old sites, new sites. The problem is that there used to be, I forget what they call widgets, but there used to be a way where you could pull HTML into a G site, but they even took that away. I guess they figured us spammers would just choke them with their own stuff, so they took that away from us. But we're always looking. If they ever open that up, you know, we'll let you guys know.
Yep. Okay, Greg Pippin's up. He says, hey, Bradley, what are some ways to use RSSMasher to get actual traffic to the feeds and links to get the feeds actually found by people and viewed? I've already done all the advanced RSS Academy steps from IFTTT, which are really not for traffic. Thanks. Yeah, the advanced RSS Academy stuff wasn't for traffic. It was more for SEO. But RSSMasher can actually generate traffic. There's a couple ways that you can do that. Number one, you can burn feed burner feeds from the RSSMasher feeds, because a lot of people will subscribe to feed burner feeds or pull them to, you know, essentially scrape them to republish for auto blogs and stuff. I've noticed that a lot. Like, I've got some old feed burner accounts that have feeds that I generated, you know, 5 years ago that have hundreds of subscribers, which is crazy to me. So I know that just burning a feed burner feed alone can actually get you some traffic. If not actual traffic, it can actually get you some additional links, because people will use those feeds sometimes just to you know, set up for auto blogs or for filler content and that kind of stuff. And so you can get additional links from other people's websites that way. Okay, that's number one. Number two is if you are building out syndication networks for those RSSMasher feeds, tier 2 networks, then they're themed well, right? And you have your own IFTTT network around it, then over time, they should build up authority in their own right and start to generate some traffic, because some of the blog posts, you know, the posts on the web 2s will get found just naturally, organically, they'll get found and will generate some traffic. But another way, probably the best way or the quickest way to shortcut that or to generate traffic the quickest is to, if you were using Browsio, I don't know if you are or not, Greg, but Browsio is a fantastic piece of software that if any of your networks that you set up for syndication for syndicating the RSSMasher posts, or the RSSMasher feed, I should say, if you were to take the time to actually build out the social profiles and engage, or hire a VA, which is what I recommend you do, is hire a VA to run Browsio for you and to just work on, let's say you had, I don't know, let's just throw out a number. Let's say you had 5 syndication networks that were well themed, persona based, or they could be pseudo brands, it doesn't matter, but they're well themed and you're feeding them with RSSMasher. Then what I would do is have a virtual assistant actually using Browsio to start building up, like, for example, the Facebook profile and the Twitter profile of those 5 different accounts, right? And that way, as you can, over time, it's not going to happen overnight, but over time, you should have a true, real following that can generate, that's interested in that content, that's going to generate real traffic. And that's where the power of RSSMasher comes in my opinion. I mean, the SEO part of it's great, but we can accomplish SEO, you know, achieve an SEO benefit from just using RSS feeds, traditional RSS feeds. And we cover how to do that in Advanced RSS Academy. And also Lisa Allen's Rank Feeder is a great tool for adding SEO, or, you know, for improving SEO with feeds. But the traffic aspect of it is, in my opinion, is where RSSMasher shines. And doing what I just mentioned with building out some real profiles for specific networks, and then actually engaging and building up followers, not just 100% auto posting all the time. It's going to take a little bit of work, but once you build up those social profiles, now you have real active audience, an engaging audience that's going to send real traffic, real social signals, and real engagement to wherever you choose. So hopefully that was helpful. Does anybody want to comment on that?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I mean, I second what you were saying. I mean, we have had great results with Twitter, for example, you know, for personas, using that, you know, using like completely 100% autopilot Twitter accounts that they will become influencers. And there's some studies right now and some patents. Maybe, you know, this is a job for Marco, but you know, when a persona becomes an influencer, every link that he or she posts on their social media will become much more strong. You know what I mean? So for example, you know, many people's, like, you know, doctors and I don't know, scientists and researchers, etc., they do not own a website. You know, they don't. But what they do is that they put out papers that you can find on Google Scholar, for example, and you will find those names over and over again. And on the Internet of Things, the semantic web, people are actually things, you know, in terms of how Google processes them. So let's say that, I don't know, Bradley Benner appears over and over and over again as being an influencer on the search engine ranking space, you know, or the search engine marketing, or whatever, you know, internal marketing space, digital marketing space. So you will start being quoted on articles, and you will be found on Google Scholar, and you will be found, you know, here and there and there and there, and then you will have a Google Plus profile, etc. That link that you put out on your social profiles, on Twitter, on Google Plus, that you share on YouTube, etc., will become much more powerful and relevant than a persona. You know, I get hammered every day with those fake Facebook profiles, you know, that you can totally tell that they're fake. You know, that persona, that person becomes an influencer. You can actually emulate this behavior, as Bradley was saying, with Browsio. And one of the best ways of doing it is by sharing, you know, authority content, etc., etc. So RSSMasher is a great, I mean, we have been doing this with RSSMasher right now, but we have been doing this with other like free tools like Chimfeeder. We used to do Yahoo Pipes, which I love that tool, you know, Yahoo Pipes back in the day. But the theory behind it is always the same. You can get a ton of traffic because of authority grabbing, like your website being mentioned over and over again among other authority websites. We already know that, but we have been finding that personas, the more following they get and the more they get mentioned among other experts, etc., the more weight their links get. It doesn't matter where they get shared. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense at all?
Yeah, of course. And I mean, that's kind of the whole point is, you know, and that's where Browsio is so strong, because you can actually create digital footprints, which is what you want to do. You know, SEOs always say we want to try to minimize or reduce or hide our footprint, eliminate a footprint. But with Browsio, you do it correctly, you're actually creating a digital footprint, which is what you want. And that's how you become, that's how you can make personas become influencers. And even if they're not influencers, if you get enough following and engagement from a persona account, you can, it doesn't have to necessarily be an influencer for it still to carry weight. You can still generate traffic. And then again, like Hernan said, the links from those type of accounts that are weighted more heavily count a lot more. The links are weighted more as well. So it's not just the traffic, it's also the SEO benefit. Okay, very good. Next one. Chris is up. He says, I have a brand new site with an IFTTT network that includes an empty YouTube channel I will now be adding videos to. Its theme is identical to a 3-year-old YouTube channel I have that only has 3 videos and a total of 600 views. I'm wondering what to do with the old YouTube channel, if there's any way to use it to benefit the new site and YouTube channel. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, you could. If you've got, if it's a 3-year-old channel, it's only got 3 videos and 600 views. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of traffic, although it could just be that, you know, the channel, because it's older, it has some inherent authority, in which case all I would do is just link out from each video in that channel to the new channel, or the new videos in the new channel. And that's pretty much all I would do. You could also add, potentially, if it's the same theme, like you said, you could also add those videos into a playlist on the new channel among the videos in your new channel as well. So if you're using a YouTube silo method, which you should be, and that's using playlists to silo your channel, you can include those videos. But guys, by the way, you can include other people's videos in your playlists. That's how you can actually siphon some traffic from more popular videos, right? You can grab other people's videos and put them into a playlist to help optimize for your term that you're trying to rank for. And here's a little trick too. I talk about this in YouTube Silo Academy, but you can also put a comment in the video section, the comment section of popular videos, and, you know, and mention your playlist. So you don't put a spammy comment on the video, make it a genuine, you know, a valid comment, but then say, hey, I've compiled other videos around this topic or this subject or whatever. Go check them out here, and drop a link to your playlist. Now, sometimes that'll get moderated out. But sometimes if you're adding value in the comment section, there's a good chance that it will stick. And that's how you not only get the video from somebody else's video in your playlist, which can help siphon authority, but at the same time, you can drop a link in that comment section that links to the playlist. Very, very powerful method. So that's something I would do, Chris, is I would go ahead and use those videos to add to playlists in your new channel, as well as link from the video description of the old videos to the new videos once you have them added to the new channel. Okay. He says, also, I just started using Buddy VIP. If Buddy shows 15 closely related phrases that can all rank easily, examples, and he gives several examples, would you create 15 separate videos, or instead create only 1 or 2 high quality videos and optimize them for all related phrases? All right. So that's a tricky one, Chris. It depends on what you're trying to do. The best answer is yes, I would only want to create 1 or 2 high quality videos and optimize them, because here's the thing, guys, spam videos just don't work like they used to. You might be able to rank spam videos, but the traffic and conversion is really poor on spam videos. Other than just crowding other people out, like taking up more space, in other words, there's really little value in spam videos unless you're using spam videos as a link building tool to power up other videos that are more, higher quality, videos with higher production value, right? And so it's best to optimize 1 or 2 high quality videos from a traffic or from a conversion standpoint, from a user's standpoint, right? But as far as for SEO, then you can use all those variations of the keyword as feeder videos, essentially supporting articles, right? Think about a silo again. And this is what I'm talking about with the YouTube Silo Academy, using playlists as to create silos. If, for example, let's say your top level term is more competitive, and you've got 15 variations that will rank somewhat easily, you could basically build you could create a separate video. They could be spam videos for each and every one of those variations of the keywords, all linking in the description area, linking up to the one video that's the the high quality video that you want to rank for the more competitive term. That, again, that's the YouTube silo method, right? And that works really, really well. That's something that I've been doing for several years now, is just using a tool like Hangout Millionaire, or LiveRank Sniper is another one now that's out. There's or Video Marketing Blitz, which is Ab's product. Anything like that you can create a bunch of spam videos very quickly, and then use the playlist method to build supporting article links. Essentially, they're supporting videos, right, up to the top level term that I'm trying to rank. But again, that's strictly just an SEO method. When it comes to traffic, like actually converting visitors and engaging viewers of the video, then you're going to have a much better success rate using high quality videos. And by the way, you can take those 1 or 2 high quality videos and change them up slightly and still use those for each and every one of the terms. The problem is, I don't like to do that on a money channel. So here's what I mean by that. On money channels, on channels that I want for long term, I don't like to spam those channels at all, period. I don't like spamming YouTube with money channels. What I will do is create a supporting channel. In your case, it looks like you might even have one, a 3-year-old channel that you could use. I don't know if it's the same niche. But I like to create supporting channels for spam videos that I use to link to the video that I'm trying to rank on my money channel, if that makes sense. Because if you take the same 1 or 2 videos and just change them slightly and upload them to the same, upload them to the same channel, optimized for all those different keyword phrases, somebody could report your channel as a spam channel. And if a YouTube moderator comes by and takes a look at your channel, he or she could determine that it is a spam channel and terminate it. And that sucks, especially if you put all your work into it. So I would recommend creating 1 or 2 high quality videos, optimizing for the top level, most trafficked terms, put those on your money channel, and then use a secondary channel, either a new one or an older one, preferably an older one if you have one, to do all your spam videos, where you just take those same 1 or 2 videos that you already created and basically optimize them. There's video spinners and all that stuff that will change the file type or the file length and that kind of stuff. And then you could use those on the supporting channel to blast out for each and every keyword variation, but all linking to, in the video description, to the videos that you want to rank on your money channel, if that makes sense. Okay. So again, it's all about mitigating risk, guys, trying to reduce the possibility that, or the impact that it would have if Google or YouTube was to terminate an account. Okay. All right. Wong says, Bradley, can I use serpspace link building service for foreign language sites like Chinese? I personally will supply the keyword. If I tell them what my niche is about, can your team write articles in niche and translate to Chinese? No, we can't do that, Wong. If you have something that you want links built to, we can do that. It's not going to be, we're not going to write something and then have it translated to Chinese and then post in Chinese, though. I can tell you that's not something we're going to do. But, again, if you have something that you want us to build links to, we will do that, but we'll be using English-based articles and stuff like that. And it shouldn't really matter. I mean, I don't know. I've never done anything in Chinese as far as like tried to optimize any of that. I'm going to actually defer this to Hernan and Marco because they do a lot of foreign language stuff. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree with you. It shouldn't really matter. I've ranked websites with tier 1. I've ranked Spanish websites with tier 1 English links, which I wouldn't recommend. But as a test, it's funny. But the reality is that, first off, I haven't heard much about doing like SEO in China. I don't think Google is like the biggest search engine over there, unless you're trying to optimize for people outside mainland China. You know what I mean? But with that said, it shouldn't matter that much, because again, for foreign languages, it's okay. If you have like a tier 1 network built in Chinese, then you can pump it up with English backlinks. And have in mind, guys, that we don't have the tools. Like there are no tools, like literally no tools, to have as many variations of content. For example, in foreign languages, in Spanish, Italian, German, you name it, Japanese, we cannot spin that because it will require us to do a heavily manual labor, because they're the most advanced tools, they're all for the English market. And whatever you name it, like the best spinner, whatever you're trying to do, and most of the article services that we are using will only output English content, and variations, etc., that you need for this to work will not be the same, because there are no tools whatsoever to make that happen. So I would say that you test it out, because I don't think that you would have any kind of issues, because usually, again, it's way easier in other languages. So.
Yeah, and remember, tier 2 links, Wong, isn't going to matter. I like Hernan just said, if you're syndicating, your content to a branded tier 1 network anyways, in Chinese, that's fine, because our serpspace link building service is for tier 2 and beyond anyways. So essentially you power up your tier 1 network or any tier 1 links that you want. They could be citations, press releases, whatever you want. But we're building at tier 2 and out from there. So we're not actually building direct to the money site. So that's, like Hernan just said, that's it shouldn't really matter. Okay. Edward's up. He says, Bradley, I've gotten a lot of new clients because of you and Brian Willie. I will +1 that. I have a lot of new questions, including how to take care of so many accounts without inconsistencies while crushing my competition. I would like help from you and Hernan to be the best SEO in my area. What is the best way to communicate? Okay, well, number 1, Edward, the first thing I would tell you is start outsourcing. Hire some virtual assistants that, in my opinion, there's no way that you can scale on your own. I don't know whether you're doing that already or not, Edward. I'm just, for the benefit of everyone, I would recommend that you start outsourcing, hiring virtual assistants, create processes, working procedures out of all of the tasks that you perform. We have a training program called Outsource Kingpin that teaches exactly the process that we use to create working procedures, or a process, so to speak. And then that's how we train all of our virtual assistants to do things exactly the way that we want them done. But that's what I recommend. Number 1, Edward, is to start hiring virtual assistants and training them in the way that you do things. So it's great to hire green virtual assistants, or virtual assistants that don't have any experience doing SEO services or whatever, or limited experience, because that way you don't have to unteach them, unlearn them what they've already learned. You just teach them straight from the start how you want things done. And that's what we have found to be hands down the best way to hire and train outsourcers. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, if you wanted help from me and or Hernan, the best way to communicate is to join our mastermind, because that way you have access to not only Hernan and me, but also to my other partners, as well as all of the other high-level SEOs and marketers in our mastermind. And that only costs $297 a month. Plus you get all of the other training that we have, most all of it included. If it's under $300, it's included. If it's over $300, you get 30% discount off anything else that you decide to purchase. If you want one-on-one consultation, I charge a minimum of $400 an hour. I think Hernan charges somewhere around that, maybe even more. So if you want a one-on-one consultation, honestly, the best thing to do is, it's more cost effective to join the mastermind, because you can still ask us questions in the actual community, as well as we have bi-weekly webinars where we get real in depth on stuff with our mastermind members. So that's what I recommend, is you join the mastermind. That's going to be the most cost effective for you. Plus you'll get a hell of a lot more out of it than you would just from a one-on-one consultation for an hour from either one of us.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I wanted to say real quick that in the same line that outsourcing, many business owners and agency owners, because that's great, Edward, you're having growing pains, which are great problems to have. I usually like to say that we as entrepreneurs, we do not solve problems, we create new ones, you know,
Right.
but I would rather have the problems that you are having, Edwards, than the problem of not having enough money at the end of the month. So that's great. Congratulations for taking action. So with that said, on the mastermind, we touch base because we have a lot of people that have their own agencies on the mastermind, and we touch base repeatedly on productivity, outsourcing, etc. One of the things that, and I'm gonna drop the last podcast episode, last week's episode 59 that we make with Adam, we touch base briefly on outsource camping. That I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but Bradley, but if he joins the mastermind, he gets it.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. You get outsourced Kingpin as part of the mastermind. That's correct.
Okay, that's cool. So that's that. And one of the main pain points that many, you know, agency owners or that they are growing their agency have is that hiring outsourcers is hard. You know, it's hard. If you go out on your own, like posting on these outsource or Upwork, you know, freelancer, you will get hammered literally with propositions, you know, postings, you know, people applying to your job offer. And that can be cumbersome. That can be a nightmare in and of itself. Then you need to train them. Then you need to make sure that they don't leave. So we have developed a process, you know, Bradley has developed a process, a really, really straightforward. It's super simple, and it will eliminate like 95% of the manual input that you need to put. And you make sure that you get 100 times, like 100% of the time, you will get the best VAs that you can get for that position. You know,
that's right.
Because you're filtering, you're doing some heavy filtering. So at the end of the day, you post the way we tell you to, how to post, then you set up the funnel, and then you end up interviewing like maybe 5 or maybe 3 or 5 or 7 if you're too picky, you know, for that same position. And it's crazy the quality of people that you end up getting from that funnel. It's like mind-blowing. At some point, you know, it happened with us with Semantic Mastery, and it happened to me personally, because we use this funnel over and over again, that we have trouble deciding, you know, because we will have overqualified people and we will say, you know, screw it, we will hire them both. You know?
That's what I was just going to say. That's typically what happens is once we set up the hiring funnel and run through some prospects through it, once we get through the interview process, we end up with such qualified candidates that even if we only had one position to fill to begin with, we generally end up hiring 2 or 3 at the same time because they are such good candidates. So. Yeah. So that's that, and I'll put the link over there, and I'm looking forward to. By the way, Hernan, if you don't mind, jump into ClickFunnels and grab the webinar registration link for that, the Outsource Kingpin webinar. Because Edward, if you're, I recommend that you join the mastermind for real. But you know, if you want to just go through the Outsource Kingpin webinar that we did, where we walk through the process and everything, there's a webinar, an auto webinar that we have set up for that, and you can always go check that out first before you pull the trigger.
Okay. I'm gonna drop them both on the events page.
Very good, thank you. Ethan's up. He says, hey guys, hope you're enjoying the holidays. This question is about Local Kingpin video using the Creative Commons videos for your YouTube channel. I understand that these videos are free to use and modify, but I noticed that some of the CC videos look very professional, had their company logo in the lower corner of the video. I may be wrong, but I remember Bradley saying in one training videos that you can put your logo in front of the old logo from branding purposes, but I just want to confirm, is it okay to place your logo in front of theirs? I don't know that, Ethan, and I don't remember ever saying that anywhere. That might have been somebody else that had said that. But I typically do not do that because I'm not sure what the Creative Commons licensing states when it comes to that. So from my assumption, without doing any research, I don't think that would be legal to do. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You could get somebody that would say, take the video down, or they'll report you to YouTube and you get a strike on your channel. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think there would actually be any legal recourse, but I'm not an attorney, so I'm not giving legal advice. But I just want to let you know that I typically will not do that. We'll, take somebody else's video and then put a logo over top theirs. Usually I will try to find, if I'm going to use Creative Commons, which I don't very often. I know, Justin Sardi likes to do that. Zane Miller likes to do that. I typically don't. I like to have videos made instead. So I'll just go to Fiverr or I'll go to Upwork and I'll hire somebody to create videos for me, as opposed to actually using Creative Commons videos. If I can't find one, if you find something that's decent that you don't have to like modify with and cover up logos and all that stuff, then use that. But if you have to go through that trouble, again, I don't know what the legal requirements are for that or the consequences of doing that. So I won't even bother is my point. Okay. I'm just thinking to myself why the original creator would put their logo there in the first place. And it seems entirely possible to me that some may do this to discourage anyone else from stealing and rebranding the videos. Could some of the CC videos been marked as CC by accident? Yes, Ethan. That is most likely what has happened for creative. Well, I don't want to say most likely, but there's a good chance that some of those videos were uploaded under the Creative Commons attribute without the uploader even noticing it or recognizing that, being aware of it, right? So that would be my first guess. But it also could just be that people are looking to get more traction out of their videos, and so they add them as Creative Commons because they know that more people will look at them and possibly use them for their own marketing efforts without taking the logo off, right? So I mean, it could be that was done intentionally. I'm not sure what the intent was for this particular video you're talking about, but again, I typically would not do that.
Yeah, I wanted to add real quick that, Ethan, there are several levels of Creative Commons. Like Creative Commons you can use for commercial use without, citing the source. And there are some Creative Commons that you will be compelled and you will be, it will be compulsory for you to cite the source, So because there are several levels and several categories or licenses. Free to use for commercial, without citing the source, those kind of things. But I'm guessing that you have come across one of those videos that will need you to cite the source, Yeah. So you can use it, but you need to give them credit, which is fine. I mean, if you want to use it, go ahead. Now, with that said, you can get videos done for whatever you're doing on Fiverr for $5 or $10, So
and honestly, Fiverr videos, typically a good Fiverr video now will cost you $30, $35, whatever. Not a big deal. I mean, right. If it's something, something you could do, Ethan, is take the Creative Commons video and you could find a, in fact, you could use Outsource Kingpin to find a video editor that you could hire on an as needed basis, like a virtual assistant, right? So you could hire a video editor and then essentially just send the Creative Commons video to the video editor and say, look, I want something like this. Can you make it happen? And a lot of the times they can duplicate something similar to that and it'll be unique to you. So it'll be your own video at that point. You're free to do what you want with it without having to worry about any sort of legal action for misusing Creative Commons, if that makes sense. Okay. Greg's up, he says, in the IFTTT training, the first section updates include 7 update webinars, which, yeah, that's correct, Greg. Nothing for December. Yeah, we're not going to actually have one in December. The next update webinar has already been scheduled. That's for next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Okay. So, and that is update webinar number 8. And then in the last section of the bottom page is called update webinars. It just has 4 webinars. Is that by design, or is there by design to have some of the same webinars in both sections? No, Greg, that last module can just completely be removed from the training area. I'm not sure why there was another module put down there for update webinars, but I'm just putting all the update. Well, the update webinars, in my opinion, should be in the update section, which is module number 1 or number 2. I can't remember, but that's where the update webinars should be. That bottom module can be removed. And in fact, somebody, you know what? I'll make a note of that. I'm going to do that right now. Excuse me, guys. I'm taking a note. Remove webinar module. Okay, so yeah, just update webinar number 8 is next Wednesday at 5 p.m. It's in the IFTTT SEO Academy Facebook group. Click on the events tab, and then that you can click on that link, and it will take you over to the actual the Google event page where the webinar will be held, and that's update webinar number 8. But thanks for pointing that out, Greg. I know that's that module, that bottom module is there. It just needs to be removed. Okay. All right, I made a note of it. It'll happen in the next couple of days. Kurt says, great Christmas. Glad you folks had a good one too. I did. I had a great one. Thanks, Kurt. Let's see what's next. Okay, Michael says, no coupon code needed for the Udemy courses. Just go to the site and all the prices are $15 each. Awesome, Michael. Yeah, I wasn't sure if new accounts got the same deal or what, but I know mine has that deal. And those I'm telling you, man, those 3 courses I posted, I'm just doing the remarketing one right now, but I picked up the other 2 because the remarketing one is so good. Like, what I really like about those is the fact that you guys know how we do training. Like, we don't just teach how to do stuff, we teach why you do it too, right? And I think that's critically important for anybody. Like me personally, I need to know why I'm doing stuff, not just how to do it. And the courses that I pointed out, he goes through great lengths to build the foundation first. And I think that's so overlooked in our industry. You know what I mean? Like, building that foundation of understanding like the technology behind what we're using and how it works and why it works that way and all that kind of stuff. And again, I'm just really, really impressed with the course, the remarketing course. So I picked up the other 2 as well. So, okay, what are the names of the courses? What do you mean, what are the names of the courses? I dropped the links. They're on the page, Edward.
Got them covered.
They're on the page, Edward. They're right. Just go click on the links. It'll take you directly to the course. Did you drop the art? Yes, you did. Never mind. I need to find an RSS creator to create a feed for any page. All the ones that I used are defunct. Which should I buy? RSSMasher. Edward, it depends. I mean, if you're just doing it strictly for to create a feed for any page. Oh, I'm not sure what you mean for that. To create a feed from a page. I'm not sure about that, but I can tell you Lisa Allen's rank feeder, you can take a single post or a single page or a single YouTube video and stick it into a created feed with other content. That's what creates co-citation. Very, very powerful method. And you can make that post what's called a sticky post. So it sticks in the feed at all times, which means every time the feed is updated with new content from other publishers and the bots come crawling that feed, your post, your sticky post, which could, again, be a page, a post, a YouTube video, anything, will always be associated with that other content. It's called co-citation. Very, very powerful method. Rank Feeder is outstanding for using RSS for SEO. RSSMasher is, in my opinion, better for traffic generation, if that makes sense. But Rank Feeder in itself is outstanding for RSS or for SEO because of being able to basically take any static item and stick it in a feed, which is dynamically updated every time new content's added. Does that make sense? So you don't even have to be the one adding content, and you can benefit off of other people's activity by creating a feed with your post being, your item being made sticky in that feed. If that makes sense. So it's a toss-up, really. It depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do strictly SEO, Rank Feeder is the best option. If you're trying to do more traffic generation, then I would go with RSSMasher. In fact, we have mastermind members that are using both, which I completely understand, because one of the questions was, can we replace our Rank Feeder with RSSMasher? And I said, I wouldn't do it. If you're getting, achieving success with with Rank Feeder already, if you're getting good results, I wouldn't discontinue that. I would continue using that and add RSSMasher as another tool in your toolbox. Okay. Oh, wow, we're almost done with questions. This is going to be good timing. Michael Franks is up. He says, my site has 40,000 impressions and 3,500 clicks per month. Currently no brand searches. In crowd search, how many brand navigations would you add per month for this site? That's a great question, Michael. I would start slow and work and build it up. Build the volume or the velocity of brand searches over time. So what I would do is go in and create a brand search. And guys, remember, navigational searches there's several variations of navigational searches, right? So you could have the brand name. So like, let's just use company as the name, right? So company, then you can have company phone, company contact, company location, company website. You can use all of those different types. You can add company plus keyword, right? Company plus services, like the different service or products that you sell. So now you can start associating the brand name with those keywords or those products or services. So there's a ton of things that you can do with navigational searches. So what I would recommend that you do is set up variations of those navigational searches and then put them all in crowd search, but only turn on maybe 2 or 3 at a time with very, very low volume. And then maybe set a calendar reminder to once a week go in and cycle through, like in other words, turn off the 2 or 3 navigational searches that you had on for the past week, turn those off and turn on the next 3 navigational searches with very low volume. And then do that over the course of a few weeks and then start to slowly edit the volume numbers, right? So that you are increasing the search volumes, the click-throughs. And so start increasing that over time. But I would start real low to begin with, because if you have no brand searches to begin with, and you can find out whether you're having any brand searches, guys, by going into the Search Console, right? Take a look at the search query report, and then you'll be able to determine if you have any brand searches. And if you don't, that's a great opportunity for you to use crowd search in how I think crowd search shines the most, and that's navigational searches. I think that's the most powerful way to use crowd search is navigational searches. And I've been saying that since it was released in November of 2014. Okay, so and it's to this day, I still think that's the most powerful way to use it. So you start to ramp that up, and over time, those navigational searches are going to add a lot of weight to your site. It's the site weight algorithm, or a patent from Google, and I don't know that's not the official term for it, but I know that patent exists. I've seen it, and you will actually add weight to your site that way. Very, very powerful method. But start cycling through that again. Just set a calendar reminder. Better yet, have a virtual assistant do that for you. That way, it's not even something you have to do yourself. Okay. All right, cool. Thanks, Adam, for the RSSMasher link. All right, well, hey, guys, if we don't have any other questions, we can wrap it up just a couple minutes early for the end of the year. We've got masterclass that starts in about 15 minutes. If you guys got any, I'll give it another 30 seconds or so. If you have any other questions, post them. And you guys have anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
I think we're good. I just wanted to wish everyone that they end 2016 in a great manner. They start 2017 in an even better manner. And I would suggest that, and maybe Adam can refer and defer to this, but I would suggest that you don't make New Year resolutions, but you start working right now for whatever you want to achieve by the end of 2017. Do not make resolutions. Yeah. If you wanted to achieve something this year, you should have been working in 2015 to do it. So now is your time to start working for whatever you want to achieve in 2017.
Yeah, I tell you what, how about this? The first 3 people, sorry about the feedback. First 3 people who give us a serious explanation of what you want to do in the first 3 months and are going to start working on it. When I get home, if you write it down, I'll pick the first 3 on the page. Tell us what you're going to do. At least 2 sentences. Tell us what your plan is. And I'll send you out the Entrepreneur on Fire book so you can plan out your 100 days and get it done. So we're serious about it. Get out there, get started. Don't, like Hernan said, don't make New Year's resolutions. Just start doing something.
Yeah. And here, I'll add something. And Michael, I'll answer your question here in just a moment. But since we have a few extra minutes to build on what Hernan just said, guys, sit down, draw out a plan for set goals. I know goal setting is it's so abstract, and for the longest time, for so many years in my business, I never set out any goals. I never defined my goals and wrote them down in clear written, something to me, there's something about handwriting stuff too that makes it seem like I take more action for some reason when I write stuff down by hand versus typing it out. So take a notebook and sit down, guys, and spend an hour or two literally thinking about what you want to accomplish in 2017. Think about where you would like to be 1 year from today, where you want your business to be. Visualize it. Close your eyes. I don't care how stupid you feel sitting there doing it. Just close your eyes and visualize what that day would look like at the end of the year next year, if your business is where you want it to be at that point. And then from that point, you work your way back and break down okay, what's it going to take for me to accomplish that? And start breaking it down into manageable chunks. And for example, I mentioned this, I think last week, somebody asked, and I said the 12-week year is a book that I highly recommend for planning. And that's something that you can take your 1 year vision and break it down into 4 chunks, 4 big chunks, which would be each, a quarterly chunks. And then all you do is take each quarter, and from each quarter chunk, each 25%, right? Each one of those, you take it and break it down into monthly activities. So you take your one chunk, your quarter chunk, break that down into monthly goals, right? So you'd have 3 monthly goals. Then you break the monthly goals down into weekly goals. So you'd have 4 weekly goals to equal the month. Then you break that down into daily goals. What's it going to, so you always work your way back from the end goal back to today. And that's how you, in the 12-week year, guys, if you haven't, I say make 2017 the year that you apply some methodology such as that, because you will get so much more done. It will help you to stay focused, and it will help you to avoid distractions and avoid shiny objects, guys. Write down your goals and post them somewhere, like a whiteboard, whatever. Post them somewhere where they're within eyesight of your workstation, so that you can constantly be reminded of what your goals are, so that when you get that JVZoo email with the new shiny object that promises riches in 3 days from a push of a button, you'll avoid it, because it won't be something that's actually moving you towards that goal that you're looking at, if that makes sense. So keep that goal in front of you at all times to be a constant reminder of what your overall vision is, and it will keep you from straying from the path that will get you there, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay. I told Michael I would answer this. I have added 5 variations of brand navigations already in crowdsearch. I set up at 2 per month for first month. Is that too low? Yeah, I would think that's a little bit low, Michael. I mean, again, guys, always err on the side of conservatism. You know, be conservative when it comes to that instead of aggressive, in my opinion, unless it's a spam site that, you know, a churn and burn type thing. But yeah, start low. But I would say 2 for the first month is, you know, that's 1 brand search every 15 days. I'd go a little bit more aggressive than that, maybe 10 for the first month. So that would be essentially 1 brand search for every 3 days, right? Roughly. And then I would kind of work my way up from there. But again, you can always go lower. That's fine. And build up slower. That's entirely up to you. But it seems from the stats that you were posting earlier, 3,500 clicks to your site every month, you could go a little bit more aggressive on those numbers, and you'd be fine. If you had a site that only had, you know, 50 clicks in a month, then yeah, I wouldn't say do 10 brand searches a month right off the bat. 2 would be a good number for that. But since I think you said you had like 3,500 clicks a month, you could go, you know, quite a bit more aggressive, even probably, you know, 20, 25 brand searches per month for each variation. But I would, you know, again, I would start ramping that up slowly. But, you know, maybe start with like 10 per variation and cycle through them. You know, only run 2 or 3 concurrently at any one time. And then, you know, every couple weeks go in and switch it out, turn on the other ones that haven't been running, that kind of stuff. And then ramp it up from there. Start off with maybe 10 click-throughs per month per variation, and then, you know, ramp it up from there. Okay. Cool. Okay. I think we're done. Are we done?
I think so.
Okay.
I think we got one more. If one more person wants to post, just to clarify, I'll send you the book for free when I get home. Look it up. Hernan, do you remember exactly what the name of the book is? Is it the EO Fire? I forget what they call it now.
The Freedom Journal.
Yeah, the Freedom Journal. Thank you. So I used one last year. It was great. I ended up making my own book based on this and a couple others I've used. So if you just want to tell us what you're going to do, and then this will help you plan it out. And so this is like 100-day broken up into sprints to help you achieve your goals. So I think we got one more spot if somebody wants to answer and tell us what your plans are and what you want to do with it. And I'll go home, I'll contact you, and I'll ship it to you for free.
Toby, to answer your question, that email that you're talking about is the email that YouTube sends because you're a subscriber to our channel. So when you click that link, it takes you to the watch page on YouTube instead of to the event page. However, right in the description is the link to the Hump Day Hangout page, the event page, which is what you're looking at here. So, and guys, if you ever have trouble finding the event page, just go to semanticmastery.com/hump day, one word, and it will take you to this event page. Or if you can't remember semanticmastery.com/hump day, just go to semanticmastery.com and click on the Hump Day button on the site, and that'll take you over here. But again, that email that you received is an email from YouTube because you're a subscriber. When you click on that link, it's going to take you to the watch page. But in the description of the watch page is the link to the Hump Day Hangouts events page. Okay. All right. Anything else, guys, or can we wrap it up?
I think we're good to go.
We're done. Okay, cool. All right. Well, again, thanks everybody for being here. Masterclass starts in 5 minutes. Thanks for an awesome year for 2016, guys. 2017 will be even better. We will be reaching our 3-year anniversary as Hump Day Hangouts in October next year, which will be what? That'll be episode 154, 156.
156, yep.
156.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you guys, everybody here and everybody watching. This has been an awesome year and looking forward to 2017.
Yep.
Yes.
Bye, everyone. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Later, dude.